All right, we're following that breaking news. Major fire burning near 9th and Van Brunt in Kansas City.
Yeah, Skytracker is on the scene, and Captain Gregg Bourdon is in Skytracker. Now, Captain Gregg, you've been there for probably the last 30 minutes since about this started. Have you been able to see firefighters make any headway with this fire? Because it's so huge.
Well, I don't know, Jojo, how much of it has been the firefighters. Just the fact this thing is finally burning itself out. Like I say, this started before the top of the hour. We've been on it just after that. We heard the call go out for this and called in for 3 aerials. You can see those aerials are still working this. Heavy smoke was the first call when the fire department responded to this, and shortly after we got here, this thing completely burst into flames, completely consuming the center of the building. You can see there in the center of the shot. We're not exactly sure what was in there, but clearly some kind of a fuel source in there was burning very, very hot and very big flames coming out the top of it. We're going to try to get some of that video back up here a little bit later on. The fire now much smaller. Fire department able to keep some control over it. This industrial building, this commercial building, is on the edge of a residential area, and the wind coming out of the south easily could have blown this fire further into that residential area. The fire department doing a very good job of containing it to this one spot. I'm going to ask the photographer to back out just a little bit, and you'll get an idea that this is in the northeast district of the city, but definitely a residential area. As he pulls out, you can see this is at 9th and Van Brunt over in the old northeast district of the city. So apparently at this point, the fire department getting a good handle on it, but very dramatic early morning fire over here on Kansas City's northeast side. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Captain, I want to ask you a question in regards to, you had said some kind of fuel source. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but just in your knowledge of seeing so many fires in our community with Skytracker, you said that the fuel source most likely caused this to get even bigger. We do know that auto parts were stored in that building. Do we know who owns it or what kind of business may reside in it?
Well, it's going to take some investigation to figure that out, because apparently the building is for sale, reportedly, and so there may be some storage in there. Whatever it was this building was used for, that may have changed hands a little bit, so I'm sure as we follow up on this story we'll find out. But it would appear to me at this point that perhaps something was being stored in there, some kind of petroleum product, because as we saw earlier, if anybody's watching the top of the 6 o'clock show, the flames are coming out of there easily 100 feet, and just completely, the center of the building just completely, as it just rolled out the top of that thick black smoke. And folks, certainly I live over here in the Northeast District, very aware of that. Back to you.
All right, Captain, thank you for that. And we're going to